Hi there, I'm Kate Mosher. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome to a video in the Meditations for Tender Hearts series. This series is dedicated to all of the folks in the world with tender hearts. I'm glad you're here, and let's take a minute to get ourselves settled in. You can take this meditation however you wish. You can walk, you can do the dishes, you can stand, you can lay down, you can sit. Whatever feels easiest for you to really just come into yourself. There's no right way to meditate, and there's no wrong way to meditate. And I want to bust the stereotype that you have to sit cross-legged on the floor unless that is your desire. So go ahead and decide what's going to support you through our meditation and get yourself set up. I'm seated on the floor. I've got a pillow under my booty. I've got another pillow between my legs supporting my inner thighs. My legs are out wide and I'm sitting up tall. Once you're there, you can go ahead and decide if you'd like to close your eyes or find a soft gaze down at the floor. Either works. And just before we go inward, make sure that you've turned off the ringers on all of your things. And if you can, control the noise in your space as much as possible. So turn down music or turn it off, that sort of thing, so that you can settle in for the next little bit just for you. Go ahead and allow your body to breathe, making space for all that you are. With each breath, letting go of those layers, those first few layers of tension that we all carry with ourselves as we move through the world. Seeing if you can use your breath to just go inward, breathing and arriving. It could be helpful to notice the things that are supporting your body right now. Perhaps that's the floor beneath you, the props beneath you, your chair, your shoes. Noticing how those things are showing up for you and taking care of you. With each breath, sinking a little bit deeper into your space. Invite you to imagine a huge, like as far as the eye can see, 360 field that is, it can be mountainous, it can be flat, it can be hilly, whatever comes to mind. I want you to imagine the grass is like waist high. Everything is vivid greens and pinks and yellows and purple. Maybe there's some orange and white in there too. Wildflowers and grass growing as far as you can imagine. I want you to imagine this space as being one where there's no bugs or snakes or itchiness, just a beautiful, daydreamy field of wildflowers. I want you to imagine yourself taking a deep breath, pulling the air in through your nose and your mouth. What are you smelling? Is there a freshness? Is there a fragrance? Is there a familiar scent from somewhere long ago? I want you to breathe in those scents with me. Inhaling through your nose, through your nose or your mouth. Just feeling that scent permeate your body with its freshness. The weather in this beautiful, ginormous field is warm with a cool breeze, sort of the perfect day with sunshine and clouds, like those big, beautiful, fluffy, like marshmallow or cotton candy clouds. I want you to imagine doing something playful in this field. Maybe it's spinning around and around. Maybe it's rolling down a hill. Maybe it's making some sort of tall grass angel like you would if it was snow. Maybe you're gathering up wildflowers in your hands to make a crown or a bouquet or some piece of art that you've been inspired to make. I want you to imagine yourself in this field doing this playful thing. Maybe the corners of your mouth come up to your cheeks because it's hard not to smile when you're thinking about this space. As you take in the smells and the sounds, I want to invite you to feel the touch of all these grasses and flowers, a softness, maybe even a little bit of a tickle on your skin. Maybe you walk through these grasses with your hands out wide, feeling all of the plants as you go. As you breathe in this field, as you take in this field in your body, I want you to imagine yourself looking up at the sky. Maybe you lay down in these tall grasses and flowers so you can really get a good view. And I want you to imagine what you see up there in those cotton candy clouds. Maybe you see a bicycle. Maybe you see a planet. Maybe you see a friend or a loved one, a cat. What do you see up there in those clouds? As you lay there, the clouds float by, and the images that the clouds take on shift as the wind continues to blow. I want you to breathe in the smells of this space. Maybe it's earthy because you're down on the ground looking up. Maybe it's floral or fragrant from the grasses and flowers. I want you to imagine as you're laying there in this field, if you can, that sensation of joy, not the thought of joy, the sensation. What does joy feel like in your body? Perhaps you cannot feel it right at this moment. You can't tap into it quite so simply. But I want you to imagine how you know you're feeling joyful. Is there a smile on your face? Are you easy to laugh? Is there almost a glow about you? How does it feel to be in your body as you lay in the grass, as the clouds float by, as the flowers dance in the breeze? How does it feel to be in your body in this space? Is there an ease? Is there a fluidity? Is there a comfort? Just notice that. Notice that. As you're relishing in this moment of joy in this field with the flowers around you, maybe you open your eyes in the field to notice a beautiful butterfly has landed on your belly. Maybe it's a monarch or a blue azure or any number of other varieties of beautiful butterflies. Maybe you notice it with genuine curiosity, letting it inspect you, to be curious about you just as you are about it. What does it feel like to lay in this field with a butterfly on your belly on that perfect day where the weather is just right, not too hot, not too cool? What does this feel like for you? I wonder what this feels like for you. Imagine the butterfly beginning to float away. So perhaps you sit up so you can notice where it is off to next. A flower, a plant. As you sit up, I want you to imagine the most beautiful flower that you have ever seen growing in front of you. It doesn't have to have actually grown in a wildflower field, but just imagine it there. A rose, a tulip, a zinnia, a bleeding heart, or something else altogether. I want you to imagine that flower is right there as you sit up, and it's right there in front of your face. Perhaps the flower is a big flower and it's as big as your face. Perhaps the flower is tiny and delicate. As you look at this flower, as you inhale the scent of this flower, how does it feel in your body in this moment? Is there that feeling of contentedness or joy, ease? I'm not asking how it feels in your head or your heart. I'm asking how it feels in your body. As you gaze into this flower, noticing each petal, each stamen, each leaf, I want you to imagine that flower changing colors, maybe from a vivid orange to a yellow or red, maybe from a purple to a blue. All of the colors that would be possible for this flower to grow into, watching this amazing miracle happen in front of your eyes. How does it feel in your body now? I invite you in your field to begin to stand up and begin to take in the vastness of this beautiful space. Perhaps you turn your head slowly, spinning your body all the way around. Perhaps you go quickly and watch it flash before your eyes. I wonder what it feels like for you to take this all in. Perhaps there's a wonder, perhaps there's an awe, perhaps there's no words to actually describe what it feels like to take in this nearly perfect place on this nearly perfect day. This nearly perfect moment that has been created just for you, by you. I want you to take some deep breaths as you inhale the sense of this space, the vastness of it, as though you're trying to inhale a memory so you don't forget the awe that this moment brought you in this field on this nearly perfect day. Invite you to begin to gather yourself up from this field and begin to make your way back home. Watching, turning around perhaps as you walk yourself through the grass to see the path that you've created with your body through this beautiful field. Maybe you pause for a moment to notice the way that the grasses and the flowers spring back up or slowly come back up after they have been moved for your body to move through this field. How they remind you of resiliency and that sense that we can all find a way back to ourselves when we are resourced. As you walk to the edge of this field, I just want you to notice one last time how it feels in your body right now. Invite you to bring your hands to your belly or to your heart. Just connecting with yourself and your body here today, in this moment. Gathering up all of the sensations and images that came to mind as we walked through that field, both together and alone. And I want to remind you that this is a creation from you for you. You can go back to that field in your mind's eye when you need to. You can do that. And those feelings that you felt as you smelt the flower, looked at the butterfly, or spun around enjoying the vastness, those feelings are very real. And we can create spaces for ourselves to tap into those feelings that we desire to have. And when we do that, it's an act of love for ourselves. It's a way of saying, I love you, to our tender, tender hearts. I invite you to take 3 deep breaths, and with each exhale, let it out with a sound or a sigh. When you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open. Thank you for taking the time today to nourish yourself. Meditation, guided meditation, as we just did, can be a way for us to find some ease and gentleness with ourselves in tiny pockets of time. I will see you next time, friend. Thank you for being here.